So today is the 25th of December, Christmas. This is my first year not doing Christmas, because at the start of this year I was convicted to start reading the Bible again and to find the truth after walking away from obedience to God for many years. And so I just want to share some scripture that shows why we aren't meant to do things like Christmas. I'm not just going to jump in and say Christmas is pagan, but because I know the kind of reaction that will get. But please go and just Google original Christmas celebrations, and you can look into like winter solstice and how that honors other gods, and it has nothing to do with the Messiah. It's just, anyway, I'm not going to get into that whole thing. You can go and research that yourself, but I'm just going to focus on scripture, because otherwise people are just going to fight tooth and nail against, oh, it's not pagan, blah, blah. But I'm just going to show you with the Bible that you say you believe in. And you need to actually start reading so that you can find these things out. So, where should I start? Alright, the 25th of December. We say that's as close as we can get, or it was agreed upon, whatever. Just because you decide to do something related to the Messiah does not mean it's okay. It's not up to you to choose. It's not up to the church to choose anyone. The word will tell you what to do and what not to do. It's not up to your opinion or your feelings. Sorry. Feelings don't come into account in what we're supposed to be doing. It's not about what you want. So in Luke 2 verse 8, I think it is. I'll just double check. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in a field, keeping watch over their flock by night. So this chapter is talking about Mary and Joseph going to Bethlehem for Mary to have the baby, basically. So it's talking about when that happened. This would not have been the dead of winter. And besides the point, we don't know the day when Yeshua was born, and we aren't in the restored times yet. The calendar hasn't been restored, anything like that. Besides the point, we were never told to celebrate Christ's birth every year by giving each other presents and feasting and incorporating these elements like, I don't know, mistletoe and the Christmas tree. Yeah, but we're not supposed to add or take away from the word. So if there's nothing in the word about a celebration of Christ's birth every year in the form of a feast, then don't make that into a feast. And it's interesting because that people get to this in different ways, but I came out of the Christian church knowing that wasn't 100%, and knowing there was something a bit wrong, something missing. I was looking for the truth, and so I went back to reading the Bible, and I was like, oh, hang on, there's biblical feasts. How come I've never really learned about this? Maybe we're supposed to be doing those instead of like Christmas and Easter. And I was like, oh, Passover, all these other things. But then again, you can easily go that route, but then you read in Deuteronomy 16 and it says like, you don't do this until you're in the land where God will put his name. and the land is Jerusalem. That's explained in other verses. But we aren't in that time yet. That's like after that's in the millennial reign, basically. So, yeah, so we can't add a feast just because we want to celebrate Christ's birth or Christ's death in the case of Easter. You can't just add what you want to do. And, we're supposed to worship in spirit and truth every single day. It's not about picking a day to make it special. You don't get to do that just because you want to. What else? Yeah, so like Galatians 4, it talks about, I'll read it actually. Galatians 4, I think it was 8. Howbeit then, when you knew not God, you did service unto them by nature, are no gods. But now after you have known God, or rather are known of God, how do you turn again to the weak and beggarly elements, which is like rudiments, following in the ways of the world, whereunto you desire again to be in bondage? You observe days and months and times and years. Celebrating 25th of December, because that's the way of the world. Go Google gods that are born on December 25, and Yeshua isn't one of them. Yes, Deuteronomy 12 is an interesting one. Sorry, just let me find it. Ow. I'm sorry, this is a pretty messy video. If you're sticking through this, I'm very grateful. Thank you. I'm not a very put together person, so yeah. But I'm not fake, so I hope you can appreciate that. Deuteronomy 12:2, it's saying, it's talking about serving gods under green trees. And green trees are mentioned many times in the Bible, and it means like an evergreen tree. The trees used as Christmas trees, and that's not by coincidence. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1 to 4. Hear the word which the Lord speaks unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain, for one cuts a tree out of the forest with an axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and hammers that it move not. What is that talking about? What could that possibly be talking about in our modern day? What could it be?